I'm Chase McKnight. I'm a student at York College of Pennsylvania, and I think you'll find that my cultural identity pie chart is pretty interesting. Exceptionality, 25%. Class, 25%. Geography, 13%. Ethnicity, 12%. Religion, 11%. Age, 5%. Gender, sex, and language, all 3%. As far as exceptionalities go, I was always a very intelligent and engaged student. I loved learning new things and often did my own academic research at home. Although I struggled in school at times, education has always been a passion of mine. My favorite topic to study has always been history and government, being why social studies is my concentration area. Also, some of my family members are disabled. Many of them also have severe psychological disorders as well as problems with addiction. A few of my relatives have done temporary stays in psychiatric hospitals, and my great-grandfather commits suicide. Knowing this about my family has always made me more compassionate towards others. I feel that this compassionate spirit drove me to become a future teacher and made me want to major in special education. When I was in school, my peers bullied me often. They often insulted me for what I wore to school and how I looked. They resented me for looking professional and for not fitting in. Although my parents wanted me to impress my teachers and to attend every class looking like an adult, to put a target on my back. Some of my classmates were jealous of how much money my family had and let me know that often. Kids would yell slurs at me and sometimes would physically attack me. Over time, I embraced who I was and gained a more positive self-image. Whether I liked it or not, class, wealth, and socioeconomic status have become an essential part of who I was and who I am today. Geography has always played a large role in my identity. I have lived in York, Pennsylvania all of my life. I was born at York Hospital and have been living in the same house for over 19 years. The majority of my extended family lives here as well, with the exception of some who live in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, and others who live in the southern states. Although York has many flaws, I have become entrenched in the community over time. Ethnicity is also a significant part of who I am. Like most Yorkers, a decent portion of my ancestors were German immigrants, but certainly not all of them. In addition to my German heritage, I am Irish and Jewish. My father's family is Scot-Irish or Ulster Scots from Northern Ireland. They were Presbyterians who immigrated to the U.S. in the 1800s. When they arrived, they were subjected to menial labor and discrimination. When my great-great-grandfather arrived in the United States, his first job was dredging stones from the Schuylkill River. Many businesses openly rejected Irish immigrants, and for this reason, he and his children were very poor. It was not until later generations that they were able to acquire farmland. On the other hand, my mother's father's family is Jewish, immigrating to New York City from Poland in the early 1900s. They made a living in the textile industry, making garments in large factories in Manhattan. My grandfather's uncle Albert was the manager of a textile mill and introduced my grandfather to the business. It was working for Albert's company, Doughspun, that my grandfather Jack was relocated to York. Being Jewish is something that I am proud of. However, it is difficult at times. In high school, students would occasionally make anti-Semitic comments about me, and swastikas were a common sight. I regularly saw t-shirts, bathroom graffiti, and tattoos of different types of Nazi imagery. Religion never played a major role in my childhood. I rarely went to church and never talked deeply about faith with my family. I do remember doing some religious activities with my family, though. I remember going to sight and sound theaters as a child, reading Bible stories with my dad, and saying prayers at night with my mom. My aunt and uncle, who were very religious, gave me books and movies about Jesus Christ and occasionally brought my parents and I to their church for Sunday services. During high school, I became much more religious, praying often and believing deeply in God. I often felt guilty and sinful, but I was very happy that there was a God protecting me and watching out for me. A few years back, I converted to Islam, studying the faith and carrying the Quran wherever I went. It gave me a sense of fulfillment and spirituality, yet it did feel a bit uncomfortable and unfamiliar. Eventually, I abandoned the faith and returned to my Christian roots. Today I am a rather secular individual. I try to be a logical, secular, non-denominational Christian. I believe in science, logic, ethics, and self-determination. I do not feel a strong need to pay homage to magical deities or consume my day with religious rituals. I feel that I am in control of my own destiny and am unaware of any kind of divine intervention in my life. I am still fascinated with world religions and religious history. Has become a more important part of my life now that I am in college. I see myself more as a young adult, young professional, and role model than I ever have before. I love the freedom and opportunity that comes with adulthood and the chance to make an impact on the lives and futures of young people. How old I am has become more important to me now that I am assuming adult responsibilities. I listed gender and sexual orientation both with a 3% importance rating. I am a cisgendered heterosexual man, as most men are in this country. I like women, and I have always been male-gendered. I feel that these categories would be very important to some people, though. I know a lot of LGBTQ people who have shared their stories with me, and I have a great amount of respect for what they have endured. I have only ever been fluent in English. Throughout my life I have tried on various occasions to learn Spanish, but have never become a fluent Spanish speaker. In other languages I am only familiar with a few greetings and phrases. Thank you for watching my cultural identity video. I hope that you have learned what makes me me. I am very proud to be who I am, and I am glad to have had the opportunity to share that with you.